The first thing Captain Elias Ward noticed when he awoke aboard the starship Ethereum was a silence. The usual hum of engines, a distant echo of the crew's footsteps along the metallic corridors, even the subtle vibrations of nearby stellar systems. All of it had vanished. In its place was a stillness so profound it seemed almost tangible, pressing against him like the vacuum of space itself. He sat up, rubbing his temples. His memory was foggy. He remembered the mission briefing, the warp jump, then nothing. The ship was in orbit above a small, luminescent planet whose surface glowed with colors he didn't recognize. Swirling violets, deep aquamarines, and strands of iridescent gold that rippled like liquid fire. And there she was, standing in the observation deck, framed against the alien sky, was a woman unlike any human he had ever seen. Her skin shimmered with faint starlight, and her hair flowed as though caught in a gentle cosmic wind, defying gravity itself. Her eyes were vast and luminous, reflecting the swirling colors of the planet below. She didn't move, didn't speak. Yet somehow he felt her gaze penetrate every corner of his mind. "Who are you?" he asked, his voice trembling. She tilted her head, a smile curling at the edge of her lips. "I am Seraphine," she said, and the sound of her voice seemed to resonate inside him rather than in the air. "And you are far from home, Captain Elias Ward." Elias felt his chest tighten. There was a strange pull in the air, like gravity had shifted to tug not on the ship, but on his very heart. How did I get here?" Seraphine's smile widened. "You were drawn to me, though you do not yet understand why. Every being in this quadrant has a choice, Captain, love, or conquest. But the cosmos is patient. It allows time for hearts to decide." Her words sent shivers down his spine. He had faced hostile planets, rogue star systems, even alien mercenaries in war-torn sectors of the galaxy. But this was unlike anything he had ever encountered. "You speak in riddles," he said, trying to steady his voice. "Are you alien?" "I am everything," she replied softly. "And I am nothing. I am the guardian of this world, the arbiter between desire and destiny. You must choose what you seek, Captain. But beware, your choice is not yours alone." Elias swallowed hard. He had been trained for diplomacy, for combat, for survival. But nothing in his years of service had prepared him for the weight of such a question. Chapter 1. Arrival. Days passed, or maybe hours. Time seemed fluid on this luminescent planet. The crew of the Ethereum had been evacuated, or perhaps placed in a form of stasis, leaving Elias alone with Seraphine. She taught him the rhythms of her world, the energy currents that flowed like rivers through the atmosphere, the bioluminescent flora that pulsed in harmony with her moods. Yet, despite the beauty, there was unease. Every time he felt drawn to touch her, the cosmos itself seemed to resist. Stars outside the ship would flare, sending cascades of color across the observation deck. Each flare was a warning, or perhaps a reminder of the stakes. "You can feel it, can't you?" Seraphine asked one evening as they sat by a river of liquid light. "The pull between us and the universe." "I do," he admitted, "but I don't understand. Why me?" "You were chosen because your heart is capable of both love and command," she said, her voice a gentle hum. "The universe does not often allow a being to possess both, and yet here you are. The decision is yours to make. Embrace this bond or risk the cosmos' judgment." Elias's mind raced. Love was simple. In theory, a connection, a shared heartbeat, a mutual understanding. Conquest, however, carried power and responsibility. If he chose love, he might save himself and gain something extraordinary, yet risk the very mission that had brought him here. If he chose conquest, he could claim control, bend the cosmos to his will. But at what cost? He looked at Seraphine. She was more than human, yet she radiated a warmth he couldn't deny. And as he gazed into her eyes, he realized that for the first time in his life, the choice felt as impossible as it was inevitable. Chapter 2, Temptation to Power. The following day, Seraphine led him to the heart of the planet, a crystalline structure that pulsed with energy visible from every corner of the luminescent world. "This is where the choice must be made," she said. "Here, the cosmos will reveal what you truly desire." Elias approached the heart, feeling the air thrum with potential. He placed his hand upon the crystal, and visions assaulted him. Entire galaxies bending at his will, stars forming and collapsing with a thought, civilizations rising and falling under his command. He gasped, staggering backward. This is power beyond imagination." "Yes," Seraphine said, her voice both comforting and commanding. "It is tempting, and it is yours for the taking. But understand, power without love will leave a void that even the universe cannot fill." Elias's mind wavered. He had dreamed of glory, of accomplishment, of leaving his mark upon the galaxy. But now, with Seraphine near, that dream fell hollow. The pull toward her was undeniable, a force older than stars themselves. Yet doubt gnawed at him. Could love alone ever match the thrill of wielding cosmic authority? Could a mortal heart hold up under such responsibility? Seraphine watched him, her eyes reflecting the radiant chaos of the heart. "Do not mistake hesitation for weakness, Captain. The choice requires clarity, not fear. The universe does not wait for those who falter." Elias clenched his fists. He had trained for impossible decisions before, but this, the weight of a universe and the pull of singular love, was unlike anything he had faced. Chapter 3, The Test of the Heart. Night came, or something like night, as the planet rotated in a pattern unknown to human physics. Stars glittered above, forming constellations that seemed to pulse with Seraphine's heartbeat. She approached him, her steps silent on the glowing surface. "Close your eyes," she whispered. "You will see not what you desire, but what your heart truly seeks." He obeyed, and suddenly he was no longer on the planet. He was floating among the stars, drifting through the infinite expanse. The cosmos stretched endlessly, glittering with possibilities, and there she was, Seraphine, radiant and eternal. "You can choose the stars, Captain," she said. "You can command the universe, and it will obey. Or you can choose me, and together we will navigate these galaxies not as conquerors, but as companions." Elias felt his pulse quicken. The vision was intoxicating. To hold the cosmos in his hands, to bend reality, to shape civilizations. Yet intertwined with that temptation, there was another vision, a quiet life, hand in hand with Seraphine, discovering worlds not through domination but through wonder, through shared exploration and love. He realized then that the universe had never truly been about conquest. It had been about connection. Every star, every planet, every fleeting moment of life was a thread in a vast tapestry, and he had been given a chance to decide whether to weave it with compassion or ambition. He opened his eyes. Seraphine was waiting, her gaze unwavering. "I choose," he began, and then hesitated, feeling the enormity of his words. I choose you. For a moment, nothing happened. The air shimmered. The stars held their breath. Then, slowly, the heart of the planet pulsed once, twice, thrice, and the entire world seemed to exhale. Seraphine's eyes glowed brighter than ever. You have chosen love, she whispered. And in doing so, you have conquered something far greater than power. You have conquered the fear within yourself. Chapter 4, Bound by Love. The Etherean returned to life. Engines hummed, lights flickered, and the crew awoke from their stasis, oblivious to the cosmic choice that had just been made. But Elias knew, and Seraphine was no longer just a figure of light on the observation deck. She had become a part of him, an anchor amidst the vast uncertainty of space. Together, they explored the planet, uncovering civilizations untouched by war, creatures that existed in perfect harmony with their environment, and phenomena that defied every law of physics Elias had ever learned. But more importantly, they explored one another, mind, heart, and spirit, discovering depths of connection that even the universe could not quantify. Yet the cosmos, in its infinite patience, had not forgotten them. Occasionally, the stars would flare with warnings, reminders of the power Elias had foregone. But each time, he would take Seraphine's hand, and the choice felt right, reaffirmed by every pulse of life around them. You could have ruled galaxies, she said one evening as they floated above a sea of liquid light, but you chose love instead. I could have, he admitted, but what is a galaxy without someone to share it with? What is power without connection? She smiled, and the stars reflected in her eyes. Then we are truly bound by love and not by conquest. And in that, we are more powerful than anything the cosmos could offer. Chapter 5, A New Dawn. Years passed, though time here was measured differently. The Ethereum became a vessel, not of conquest, but a discovery. Elias and Seraphine charted unknown systems, met civilizations on the brink of extinction and those on the cusp of ascension, and carried the message of choice. That power alone was fleeting, but love endured. Occasionally, they would return to the heart of the planet, standing together as its energy pulsed around them. Each time, Elias would feel the temptation of absolute power whispering to him, a reminder of what could have been. But he never wavered. He had made his choice, and had shaped not just his destiny, but the destiny of the stars themselves. On a quiet evening, floating in orbit above a violet and gold sea, Seraphine rested her head on his shoulder. "Do you ever regret it?" she asked. He shook his head, gazing at the infinite expanse. "Never. I have everything I could ever want, because I have you." The universe stretched on endlessly before them, vast and unknowable, a canvas of endless possibilities. Yet within its infinite expanse, Elias understood something profound. Love was not a limitation. It was a power greater than any star, any galaxy, any conquest. And as the stars shimmered around them, Elias and Seraphine chose, every day anew, to navigate the cosmos together, bound by love, unconquered by ambition, and triumphant in the quiet eternity of their hearts.